After centuries of excruciating research and development and bringing in the best and the brightest, the elite military scientists of the world government have finally developed a weapon to strike fear in the hearts of even the most vile and battle-hardened pirates: children. The One Piece world is one filled to the brim with colorful and larger-than-life pirates, fantastical technologies, and wacky, seemingly illogical settings. And with the introduction of the Seraphim, it's clear that the insanity of the world is only going to continue. In Chapter 1059, longtime readers were finally introduced to the much-anticipated secret weapons that the SSG had been working on to replace the Seven Warlord system, the Seraphim. Created by the smartest man in the world, Dr. Vegapunk, the Seraphim are genetically and mechanically modified clones of the Seven Warlords of the Sea. The introduction of these characters has set the community abuzz with clone theory after clone theory after clone theory. With the story entering its final saga, the Seraphim are a very late-game addition to an already tightly woven but sometimes bloated narrative, raising concerns about the impact they could have on the series. The science behind the Seraphim. Oda, and in turn One Piece, is known for meticulous planning. One Piece fans take pride in the fact that Oda has had the ending planned out since the beginning. Even OP haters tend to acknowledge Oda's mastery of world building, where seemingly unrelated characters and events come back years later to play a crucial role in the story. The Seraphim are no exception to this level of obsessive planning, as they are the culmination of military science that has been shown in the background throughout the entire story. Each aspect of the Seraphim's abilities have already been touched on at some point in the past, allowing the existence of the Seraphim to feel extremely organic. To begin with, the Seraphim are clones of the Seven Warlords of the Sea. We were first introduced to the Seven Warlords all the way back in the East Blue, with Mihawk arriving at the Baratier. Following that, throughout most of the pre-time skip, the Straw Hats encountered most of the Seven Warlords of the Sea. Crocodile, Gecko Moria, and Doflamingo served as the big bad of their respective arcs. Jinbei and Boa became allies to the main cast, with Jinbei eventually joining the Straw Hats, and even notable others such as Blackbeard, Law, and Buggy also once served as members of the Seven Warlords. Although our perspective has been skewed by following the Straw Hat Pirates, who are now one of the 3 strongest pirate crews in the world, it's important to remember just how powerful the Seven Warlords truly are. 2 of them coming together 3 of them coming together was enough for the world government to view them as a Yonko threat, and following the reveal of the new reinstated bounties for the former Seven Warlords, it's clear as day that they're going to be powerhouses in the coming story, and we should expect similar from their clones as well. But that is only the beginning. These clones are also equipped with updated Pacifista technology. Pacifista technology completely overwhelmed the crew in Sabaody and wreaked havoc in Marineford during the War of the Best. With the inclusion of this technology, the Seraphim have access to whatever this "I've got you in my sight" as targeting system is, and lasers based off of Kizaru's Glint Glint fruit powers. Post-time skip, Pacifista are no problem for the Straw Hats and the bulk of their notable allies, but the Pacifista technology mixed with the other attributes of the Seraphim create a deadly combo. The next notable technology comes in the form of artificial devil fruits. We have seen artificial fruits pop up in a variety of forms in the story by this point, the first being Vegapunk's failed copy of Kaido's fruit, and later we see all manner of smiles made and used in Dressrosa and Wano. Thus far, we have seen that the Seraphim have artificial devil fruits, as Esper has a copy of the Pawpaw fruit, and Neshark was shown to be able to use the powers of the Swim Swim fruit, despite the fact that Senor Pink is still alive, confirming that the Seraphim are in fact using artificial devil fruits. Following this up, it seems that Vegapunk was also able to crack gigantification. We learned in Punk Hazard and Whole Cake Island that both Big Mom and the world government are looking for ways to create giants. Thus far, no one has been successful. With Elbaf on the horizon and the immense strength that is usually attributed to giants in the story, gigantification is nothing to scoff at. We learned in Punk Hazard that gigantification seems to work best on children, so that might be one of the reasons why the clones are still children, but it is clear as day that they as children are already much larger than adult characters. And the icing on top, as if that wasn't enough, the Seraphim also have Lunarian lineage factors. In Wano, King showed us just how powerful Lunarians are. It has yet to be seen the extent of their Lunarian abilities. However, it would still be safe to assume that the Seraphim's Lunarian heritage greatly increases their durability and endurance. Oda skillfully brought all of these scientific milestones that we, the audience, were aware of and connected them in a natural manner, really making the Seraphim feel like the logical next step for the world government to take for its military. The Seraphim are complete packages and are set up to be unparalleled forces. As children, they are already showcasing their immense power against top-tier pirates. If they are allowed to progress to adult age, they are sure to be formidable adversaries for the Straw Hats. Reservations about the Seraphim. I would be lying if I said I had no complaints about how Wano was handled and the potential future direction of the series. The raid had its fair share of iconic moments, but for me personally, it didn't resolve a lot of the plot points built up throughout Wano, and kinda just ignored it all and quickly moves on to the next arc. But thus now entering the endgame reveals that the main character has some sort of reincarnation type connection with a mythical figure and some mechanism being used to bring back characters from the past, allowing versions of them to be controlled to fight in a large war arc, with one side being controlled by a late game additional secret boss doesn't fill me with the most confidence. As a fan, I have reservations about the concept of cloning characters, particularly at this stage in the game. If done improperly, it could really damage the series. The revelation that beloved characters are actually clones has the potential to leave a bad taste in fans' mouths, detracting from the original character's impact. Well, all we can do is have faith in Oda and his vision and hope he doesn't get too clone happy. After all, he has been on a roll lately, dropping banger after banger after banger. Believe in the me that believes in Oda. The inclusion of the Seraphim feels so well done because they provide a solution to the question of who will serve as M's direct fighting force. It is important to remember that while the world government and the Marines are often grouped together, they are separate entities. M is not a pirate, so he doesn't have a crew. He isn't a high-ranking Marine with other powerful combatants under him, and knowledge of his existence seems limited to the Gorosei and, this guy. It seems unlikely that in the big fight at the end of the story, Oda will have the Straw Hats and co. fighting a group of 5 old men. 1,070 plus chapters in would be way too late to introduce other massively powerful world government characters who work under him, who have sat out of the story thus far just because, reasons? The Seraphim swoop in to solve this problem. As discussed earlier, they are immensely powerful and have just been developed, explaining why they are just now being introduced in the story. They are completely obedient to world government authority structures, so it would be safe to assume that they would be subservient to M. And come on, it would be poetic to watch the shadowy oppressive King M guarded by his army of soulless black-winged angels facing off against Joy Boy and his band of fighting dreamers. Wait, wrong clip. In conclusion, the Seraphim are a complex and interesting addition to the One Piece world. They represent the pinnacle of science and serve as a powerful tool for the world government to assert their dominance over the world. While their existence may raise some concerns about the direction of the story, we must have faith in Oda's ability to handle them in a way that will enhance the story. Let him cook. Well, that's it for me. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, and if you want to see more, click the subscribe button so you don't miss the next video. And if you did miss the last video, here it is.